What's going on, y'all? This is D.A. Bourne. Welcome to the Best Opinion. And you know what it is. I bring sports, entertainment, politics, whatever from a spiritual perspective. But check this out. Let's get some housekeeping done. Please like the video. Especially if you're not going to finish it. But I highly encourage you to finish it. Like the video. Subscribe to the Blessed Opinion. I greatly appreciate it. Alright. Time for some real talk here. I don't think I've been a good Christian. And this is just my opinion. This week I was away training for on a course that I'm doing for my workplace. And we went into some real deep topics. And one of the topics was empathy. And the difference between empathy and sympathy. So, empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings with someone else. Sympathy is feelings of pity and sorrow for someone else's misfortune. I just realized that as a Christian, I've been struggling in my conversations with the difference between sympathy and empathy. Now, before I go any further, you're probably like, what is the real difference between the two? So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to play a video. It's a short 2.5-minute video from this speaker, Brené Brown. You may have seen it before. It's on empathy. All right, check this out.
So what is empathy, and why is it very different than sympathy? Empathy fuels connection. Sympathy drives disconnection. Empathy, it's very interesting. Teresa Wiseman is a nursing scholar who studied professions, very diverse professions where empathy is relevant, and came up with 4 qualities of empathy. Perspective taking, the ability to take the perspective of another person or recognize their perspective as their truth. Staying out of judgment, not easy when you enjoy it as much as most of us do. Recognizing emotion in other people and then communicating that. Empathy is feeling with people. And to me, I always think of empathy as this kind of sacred space when someone's kind of in a deep hole and they shout out from the bottom and they say, I'm stuck, it's dark, I'm overwhelmed. And then we look and we say, hey, you can climb down. I know what it's like down here. And you're not alone. Sympathy is, ooh, it's bad, no. You want a sandwich? Empathy is a choice, and it's a vulnerable choice, because in order to connect with you, I have to connect with something in myself that knows that feeling. Rarely, if ever, does an empathic response begin with at least. And we do it all the time. Because you know what? Someone just shared something with us that's incredibly painful, and we're trying to silver lining it. I don't think that's a verb, but I'm using it as one. We're trying to put the silver lining around it. So, I had a miscarriage. Oh, at least you know you can get pregnant. I think my marriage is falling apart. At least you have a marriage. John's getting kicked out of school. At least Sarah is an A student. But one of the things we do sometimes in the face of very difficult conversations is we try to make things better. If I share something with you that's very difficult, I'd rather you say, I don't even know what to say right now, I'm just so glad you told me. Because the truth is, rarely can a response make something better. What makes something better is connection.
All right. Powerful little cartoon there, right? So check this out. I wanted to bring the examples of sympathy and empathy in regular church conversations, the way we build relationships. Alright? So here's a few examples. It says at church, my father passed away. What's a good response? Is it, well, you know what? At least he's in a better place. He's with the Lord now. Yes, but this person is hurting because his father passed away or her father passed away. You gotta check the timing of it. Yes, he may be with the Lord, but years and years of having a relationship with his father, and he's going through pain, and he's struggling. Empathy would be like, you know what? Can I just give you a hug? You know, I'm here. Sometimes we don't need to have the right words to say, and I think that sometimes we as Christians struggle with that. We always think that we have to have the right words to say. We gotta have that powerful, encouraging statement at that moment. Because we're here, we're supposed to be leaders. So we're supposed to encourage you and lift you up in any situation. But there's also time and place, right? Here's another example. My friend is sick. And, you know, they need prayer. Well, is your friend a believer? Well, you know what? Oh, how about this? Have your friend come to church and we'll pray for them. How about instead we're like, well, let's pray for them right now. Or maybe they're in the hospital, maybe we could go visit them and pray for them. But maybe they need prayer right now. Sympathy, empathy. Like I said, I personally am struggling with this because I realized in the past a lot of my discussions haven't been empathetic at all. Even the stuff I post on Facebook or responses to people on Facebook, it's just empathy is a much deeper, intimate level. It really shows that you care. Sympathy is just a statement that you feel that is good. It's more political than personal. Like I'm just looking at stuff in the past that I've done. You know when people post on Facebook or whatever that their family member passed away, and they get like 200 responses, and most of them are my condolences, I'm sorry for your loss, prayers and thoughts be with you and your family. Beautiful responses. But they're more like Hallmark cards, right? Like now I'm thinking of the person who put the post up. It's like, do those 200 responses make you feel better of what just happened? Or are you still in mourning? Do we always feel like we have to have something to say? And if we don't have something to say, that we're not caring enough? And I'm saying this because I personally struggle with this. But now I'm realizing that if I have something to say and it's something personable, I can send them a DM. Or if they just need a hug, but I'm not there with them, I could just put a hug emoji or a love emoji. You know what I mean? It doesn't make it less personal. You don't always have to have something to say because you're a Christian and you feel like that's the best thing you need to do. So And I'm just thinking about a conversation I had the other day with someone, and they were going through, they went through something that I've never experienced in my life. And I've been wanting to get in touch with them and talk to them, you know what I mean? Because it's been a while. And I found myself trying to give the right words to say in a conversation with them going through something that I've never experienced. And now that I think about it, that conversation didn't go necessarily great. Not so much that it was insulting, not so much that it was I think it went okay, but it was just, now I think about it, it was just loaded with sympathy. And I was there with my motivation to encourage them and to give them something uplifting, when all I needed to do was just listen to their story without trying to give it any advice, without trying to give my insight. And now I think about it, I'm like, that's not real good Christianity. And you might see the tagline and it says, I haven't been a good Christian. And you clicked it. But this is real about self-reflection on ourselves. Are we more empathetic or sympathetic when we have conversations with others? And the best example we could use is Jesus. You know, his walk, his time on earth. Was he sympathetic or empathetic? And the best example comes to when the woman with the issue of blood, and she was going through the crowd, and she was determined to get to the crowd to get to Jesus. And she touched him. And the Chosen does a dynamic example of the story. She touched him, and he felt power get away from him because he felt that she touched him. He felt her touch. And he turned around. This woman needed healing. And she got healed. But Jesus didn't go like, be blessed. He was sympathetic. He felt her pain. He didn't even say a lot of words. But she got her healing because Jesus was there for her. Jesus didn't preach a sermon to her. You pretty much, I'm paraphrasing, your faith has healed you. And there are many examples where Jesus was just empathetic. He didn't always speak life. Everything Jesus said was words of life. But his number one goal was to care for the person. To understand and share in the feelings. And moving forward, I'm going to be real careful with the words I say to people, especially one-on-one, when I'm talking to them. And sometimes if I don't have the right words to say at that moment, I'm just not going to say anything. And a part of my mind still wants to say that's rude. A part of my mind still wants to say that's not caring. But sometimes the best things to say is not say much at all. Sometimes a hug means more than a powerful sermon. Sometimes a hug means more than 5 empty words that you could get in a Hallmark card. I hope I've said something to you today. Like I said, this is just one of those things. I didn't have any topics from the news or anything. I just wanted to get real with you. Sympathy and empathy, we need to know the difference with these discussions. Whether you're a Christian or whether you're not a Christian, it is so important. Because the main thing is caring about others. And not just wanting to be the politician and always having the right thing to say. Hey, like and subscribe to The Blessed Opinion. Thank you for listening. If you liked what I said, please share with others. If you haven't read a D.A. Bourne novel, check the description down below and get one from Amazon. There's also a free ebook if you want, but I appreciate your support. This is D.A. Bourne, and I'm out. Peace.